Hello and welcome to the mind map about fungal disease. First, we're going to look at the characteristics of a fungus. They are eukaryotic and they contain membrane-bound organelles. They can be either unicellular or multicellular. They are heterotrophic and some are saprophytic. Saprophytic means it feeds off dead matter. It has a cell wall made of chitin. It can reproduce sexually using gametes or asexually using budding. They can have extensions called hyphae, and a mat of hyphae is called a mycelium. Hyphae exude enzymes to break down organic matter, then the hyphae absorbs the matter. The main body of a fungal cell is called the thallus. Plural is thalli. Reproduction of a fungus. Fungus can reproduce sexually through budding, and in this case the genetic material is copied. Then a copy of the genetic material moves to either one of the poles. A bud forms and breaks off, leaving a bud scar. Fungi can also reproduce sexually using gametes. Chytrid fungus produces male and female gametangia. The male gametangia make small motile gametes called antherozoids. The female gametangia make larger non-motile gametes called oospheres. The antherozoid swims to the oosphere using chemotaxis. It then undergoes plasmagamy, which is the fusion of the two gametes to form a cell, but the nuclei do not fuse yet. The fusion of the nuclei is called karigamy. The two haploid nuclei fuse together inside the cell to become a diploid cell. The diploid cell becomes the zygote. From here, meiosis occurs to make haploid spores. The spores are called zygospores, but we will use the term zoospores. Then germination occurs, and the zygospores become haploid thalli again. Now we're going to look at the disease Chytridiomycosis. Chytridiomycosis is caused by the chytrid fungus. The particular pathogen is Batrachidium dendrobatitis. Otherwise, BD is a bit simpler to say. Its host is frogs and other amphibians. It's related to another species called Batrachidium salamandrivans, which attacks salamanders and newts. The zoospores of the chytrid fungus do not have hyphae, but they do have flagella. Transmission is through water, as the zoospores are motile, as they have a flagellum. The zoospores are able to swim 1 to 2 centimeters. The zoospores can also spread directly through contact. The zoospores find a frog using chemotaxis. Upon contact, the zoospores develop a germ tube, which penetrates the keratinized skin and then cysts. Keratinized just means it has many layers of keratin. This is why it only attacks adult frogs, because tadpoles don't have any keratin. The cyst becomes a sporangium, which enters the cell to avoid the immune system of the frog. The zoospores develop inside to become the sporangium. The zoospores erupt out of the sporangia through discharge pillae. From here, there's an incubation period of 1 to 2 days before symptoms show themselves. Then the release of serine protease and metallopeptidase destroy the integrity of the skin. The rupturing of the sporangia causes sloughing of the skin, causing lesions and ulcers. These lesions and ulcers and the sloughing allow sodium and potassium ions to leak out of the skin or the body. This causes an electrolyte imbalance, resulting in convulsions and a heart attack in the frog. Symptoms include lethargy, a reduced appetite, hyperkeratosis, lesions, and ulceration. The treatment is using a fungicide. Prevention is quarantine, which is isolating any frog that you might think is infected, reducing the watery environment so there's not big standing puddles of water lying around, and to stop wildlife trade. Thank you for listening. I hope this was a help to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.